the establishment concept. Okay. Now I'm going to show you my little card later what that has to do with it. It's not an accident that it's there. Okay. All right. So one of the things that when we survey these doctors and these business people, not necessarily doctors, they could be any kind of businessman, is that they reach the point where they can't expand anymore. They don't have the capability, and they have all kinds of issues. So now they're starting to have losses, and if you actually graph their production, it goes high, and they have highs and booms and lows and booms and lows, but they never get above what they would like to get. They just can't. So I explained to them, I said, listen, the growth of an organization is based on how well it is established, okay? And I put together what they need to think with when it comes to understanding why they will not grow anymore and why they're having the issues. So I give them this picture, and that picture is, if you look it up on the internet, it's called the last house standing, when Hurricane Ike, I believe, came through Texas and wiped out the Bolivar Peninsula. There's a peninsula somewhere here in Texas. And it actually looks like this, actually, that house, right? Let me show it to you. Let me show you how it is here. Here we go. There we go. That's my desktop. There we go. So you see the house?
Yep.
Okay, good. I saw something very similar in Hurricane Andrew 25 years ago in Florida. Sure. I remember I woke up the next morning and there was this lady interviewing this guy who had his house was just intact, just like that. And right. Every house on left, right, and beside it was destroyed.
Right.
He's saying, this is amazing. I mean, your house, this is like a miracle. Hurricane went left and right and didn't touch your house, you know? And he said, well, there's no such thing as a miracle. What happened is that I'm a contractor and I built my house to stand a Category 5 hurricane. And Hurricane Andrew was one. It's there. That's because I constructed it. He says, but you even have electricity. He said, yeah, I have a generator. It's like, it's funny, right? And I'm watching this. I'm thinking, wow, this is something to think with, because life is full of surprises. Okay, and to the degree you're ready for whatever comes up, you'll continue to be standing, or if you fall, you get right back up. That's based on the establishment of your organization or your plans or your goals and whatever you're trying to do. So there's some key questions or key answers that you need to get when you ask this question. What happens when this other thing happens? What's going to happen to my house when there's this tropical storm? What happens with my partner? What happens when I wake up one morning and everyone stole my reserves? What happens? I mean, well, whatever's going to happen when that happens is the proof of how well you're established in life. The same goes in business. The exact same goes in business. So to understand this a little better, you have to ask some more questions. What holds me from continuing to expand? I tell this story of a guy who wakes up in the morning in a ranch, and you know, every day I have less chickens. He gets new chickens and he has less chickens, and say, what the fuck? One day he stays overnight and he sees this little fucking critter come out, little fox. Oh, so that's what happens with my chickens. Well, you need to sit and start figuring out what the hell is wrong with your establishment. What are you doing that's not right? Because these losses just don't occur. So Let me clear this for you. The purpose of establishment, if it is done, is continuous growth. I don't give a shit what kind of business you have. If you have a sales team, you sell this, you sell that. Well, it doesn't matter. If you establish something, the purpose is to continue to grow. Same as a hurricane, it will still stay there no matter what happens. This is the foundation of an organization. Same as in the house. You understand?
Yes.
Once we clear this, we can understanding a little further where this may go wrong. there's basically two directions or intentions in life. Some people will debate it and say there's three. Going up, going down, or staying leveled. Well, I hate to tell you this, but nothing stays leveled in this life. You either go up or you go down. You stay making the same amount of money year after year, you're making less money because everything costs more money. So you're not going to survive. Sooner or later, something's going to happen. Something's going to give. So when we look at these basics, we can see one thing that starts happening with business people. They do very well for a while, once they established, right? And then all of a sudden, something starts happening. Some things occur and they blame the wrong reason for things, you know? But the truth is this, that the moment you stop expanding is the moment you start dying. It doesn't matter how you look at it. And this is something that when you stop having a dream, you stop having a purpose, you start fucking getting ill. Backtrack everybody who's getting very ill and she said, what happened, man? What happened to your life? What goals and purposes did you miss? Where's all these accumulated failures coming from? But that's because the individual has not been established correctly. So we need to understand there's two directions. You either go up and continue expanding, or you're going to go down. Simple as that. And you're going to struggle trying not to go down. There's also two types of organizations. Okay? The ones that you have to wind these motherfuckers up, constantly motivating them, constant supervision and threat. Or like, here's the carrot, here's the carrot. And they're only working because someone's supervising them. Do it, recommend? No. That's the kind of organization there is. If you look around the world, that's the kind of life we live in. Everyone's motivated because they're going to get something. And you have to say, you want this, you got to do this. If not, I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. They don't do it for other purposes. They just do it because there's something in there for them. That's it. And fuck everybody else. Right? That's one kind of organization. And you see that 99% of them work that way.
That sounds like all the world organizations right now.
Exactly. And then we have another type of organization,
right,
or relationship. And that's when we have a freedom to create and expand. It's based on trust. Like the relationships I had with my old wives, they were the first type. If I keep an eye on them, they wouldn't screw the next door neighbor. If they kept an eye on me and I figured a way, I would cheat, you know, because that's normal. You know, I'm a man and I used to do all that shit. That I had to change my viewpoint and I go, I can't do this no more. It's very distractive. It's very time consuming. It's life consuming. I think being ethical is the best way. So I changed my attitude, right? And I trust my wife. I don't have attention on my wife. I have a very beautiful wife, a very honest and faithful and ethical wife. I have a great life now. I changed. I'm based on trust. I don't have to be vigilante my wife, nor her on me. Those are two different types of relationships. Those are based on, that one is based on purpose. This one's based on, what do I need? What do I need? Okay, I'm here for my fucking paycheck. Okay, from 9 to 5, fuck you. Not because it's a purpose that helps people and helps yourself. Not that. It's just, I'm here for my fucking paycheck. I don't give a shit. You understand? So there's two types of organizations, and there's also two types of knowledge, believe it or not. There's data that you can get, and you get educated to be either cause or to be the effective shit. The one that I like is, I want to be cause. I want to create my own future. I want to be able to learn the things, and that's what I teach. I teach and I give information to people so they can create their lives, not being created by someone else, not being manipulated by someone else. This is why I like things like the things you do, because you're giving them the power of choice. Listen, this is what you need to do so you can create your own medical benefits and live the life that you want. And I'm offering you this piece of thing that you need. Now they need to become aware. They need to get off this fucking marketing bullshit that society constantly guides them to. It's all marketing though. It's just marketing. What happens is no one's really marketing the right fucking way of doing things. That's the only difference. Because if you show people left, right, choose. But if you go, this is it, this is it, this is it, and they got no other choice, well, then choose this one. But if you actually get them aware enough to go, this is what you got, this is what you get, now pay attention to me, and I have a relationship with you, some way, somehow, trust me, take a look. See? That's really what's missing. It's not that it's impossible. It's that the marketing, proper marketing is not done. So there's different kinds of knowledge, all right? Now, the purpose of establishing an organization, a true organization, is to get people to be able to look, think, decide, apply, and correct on their own. On their own.
Motivation.
You understand? It has to be. I can't be doing this shit for you. You understand that?
That's intrinsic motivation.
Right. So why would I want to be doing anything if I'm the one who always has to tell you what to do? Why would I want you beside me? I don't want an organization based on that. And that is where true causative data comes in. And you teach it, and people think with the data, and they start looking, thinking, deciding, applying, and correcting by themselves. That's freedom. Freedom to create. I want groups like that. My group is based on that. I don't like parasites. Okay, now, taking that into account, let's look at what marketing is. What a true marketing program would consist of. One of the concepts that is misunderstood about marketing is that if you put things on Facebook nowadays and you get leads, then it's called marketing. You said, okay, now I had to tell you this, but marketing is an umbrella concept, okay? Marketing starts from the moment you create the concept, materialize it, package it, promote it, disseminate it, put it in people's hands. All that procedures are under the umbrella of marketing. So if you want to do this right, the way it should be, the purpose of a true marketing program is to constantly strengthen and continue the expansion of the organization. If it is done right, that would be the basis. That would be the frame where you build a building and continuous building of it. That is how it's really done. Now you can bypass it, shortcut it, whatever the fuck you want, but you're never going to get the continuous expansion and the easiness because something takes over and it grows easily. If you do it right, it will. If you don't, then you have all these kind of issues. Now, there's two ways that have to be put in place. There's two types of flows, consider it flows. The existing customers you have, or customers that you once had, which is all of your central files, okay? So let's call it contacting of existing customers or patients, and this would be the procedure. Number one, you have to survey them. Hello, how are you? How you doing? So listen, we saw that you were serviced by blah, 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 blah a few years ago or a few months ago. How's it going? Well, no, I didn't like it. That's why I didn't come back anymore. Really? Tell me about it. What happened? So you might be able to find out that someone's fucking your business internally and you never knew about it because you never followed up on that patient or that customer and you never handled their upset. And wherever you have an upset individual, you have an area that promoting doesn't stick very well. It's like there's the energy, negative energy in that area. This is why you have to survey. And this is the number one thing business owners or patients, doctors or anybody with a clinic or anything don't want to do. It's like confronting your own fucking things. Well, you have to do that. You have to go, how'd it go? It's been 3 months since you bought this. How's it going? Well, I thought I did. I'm not happy. What happened? Well, I bought it and I don't have a use for it anymore. Buy it back. Buy the fucking thing back. Refurnish it. Resell it. Keep the person happy. Why? I'll tell you why. Watch. If you actually do this, you will need to handle it. That's step number 2. You need to actually follow up on that handling. Did it handle? Are you happy now? And if that happens, you get to this golden number 4, which is helping others. Listen, you know of anybody I can call, a relative of yours? Referrals? You won't get to step 4 until 1, 2, and 3 is handled because they're not going to refer you shit. You understand that? They will not refer anything. It's like, have you used their services? No. I don't know. I'm thinking about cancer because I haven't used it. Shit. He doesn't know what he has, does he? So wouldn't you be wanting to follow it up and enhance him, telling him a little bit more to strengthen that relationship? And when they have this trust and they know you're familiar to them, do you have anybody else I can call? 70 and plus percent of the people we had in medical benefits were all referrals. 70 to 80%. But if it's done right, After that, you continue following up and strengthening that relationship. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about selling him anything. You're saying, hello, how you doing? Hey, you know what? I met this lady. She needs your service. I just remembered that because you called me. How many of those we had? Countless. Now, here's the point. You can't do this with apps or with emails. You have to do this with a live living person. You can't replace a living person. They can use videos and they can use emails and they can use WhatsApps and texting. Yes, but that is to facilitate or enhance the life livingness that people have. That's why I told you, nowadays, we can do wonders with this thing because the technology gives us those capabilities, those tools to use. But you still need a live living person who knows what the fuck they're doing. Okay? If you ain't got that, none of this shit's gonna work. Okay? All right, so that is the existing people that you have on files. Whoever known you before. Then we have the new people that you need to promote to. Those are different kind of surveys. Those are called lead generating surveys. Those surveys are done and they're always guided to, hey, what is it that you need? Well, I need financial help. I need assistance with handling my children. How's your health? Well, I'm kind of fucked up. Really? Tell me a little bit more about it. Okay, good. Let me see even though you have the doctor, maybe you work there, you never say, oh, we'll call Dr. Steven here. Never say it. You go, all right, let's see what I can do. Let me give you a call back. Let me search. Really? Yeah, tell me a little bit more. And you did this? Okay, good. All right, let me get back with you. Give him a couple of days. Call him back and say, hey, I got some great news. I have Dr. Martinez there. He lives right near you. And I talk to them. Or I have this program you can purchase, but start on a gradient. What you want to do is you want to create that relationship and you generate leads. That is the secret of having new people, not only the referral people. Now watch. After you do that, you can use the videos, the Facebooks, and the YouTubes, and the emails, and the texting, and the WhatsApps, but only with a live person. Okay? That's the part that people, can I just fucking replace it with a system? No, you can't. It won't work. You handle by saying, did I get you what I want? You follow up on it, you strengthen that relationship, and then you tell them again, is there anybody else that needs this service? If they're happy, absolutely. I'll refer you. Well, give me some names. It's okay. I'll call them in your behalf. That's what we did. And you continue to strengthen that relationship. Now that done is marketing. And that is the most economical. Nowadays, it becomes way more expensive because they think it's not. This is not. The cost of marketing has lowered to 10, 15, 20% of 5, 6, 7 years ago. It's just a matter of knowing how to do it with the proper combination of concepts like you see there. Okay? Now, what is created with a proper public relations marketing? That's what I called it. Number one, the upsets found and are handled. You will find people upset at you. They need to be handled. Okay? You talk to them, you find out what happened, give them their money back, or just explain something what's wrong, or give them an extra service. I'll make up for it. Here's an extra coupon. Here's this, that, but make it happen. And you follow up on it to make sure that it's done. Pizza Hut's doing this right now. If you complain about your pizza being something fucked up, they'll get you a new pizza. They're doing it right now. You see it in the commercials. The other thing that's created is the recognition of who you are and acceptance of who you are. Oh, so it's this co-op. Like the one thing I found with the calls that we did in those 3-4 weeks was the way that we're putting co-op, they don't get it. They don't get it. The word co-op does not ring a bell. It's not a marketing word. And I searched and I said, so what would you, so I did like what, 30 calls? And I said, so what are you looking for when it's concerning your health? And the number one was medical program. Medical program. So what would you use? Medical program. Now, then you can explain that it's a co-op and so on, but if you don't have to use that fucking word, you stay away from that word. So this is how you modify. This is how I did Pizza Huts and Burger Kings and stuff. I modified the wording because the words ring a bell. Other words don't ring a bell. But if you say this, so you don't have any medical program or healthcare program? No, I don't. Oh, okay. Well, let me work on that. And that's the word that you use. And that's what surveys do. They find those ways in. So recognition and acceptance. They also create you lead generation based on those referrals that are existing people who are happy. And you also create new leads. And you can use all the tools that you want to do that. Okay? Now, the most important part of this public relationship marketing program, the most important, everything I mentioned is important, but the most important, and people don't value this, is data. It's data. It's data to find out what's wrong. It's data to find out what's right. It's data to find out what should I tell you services, your next services. It's data about everything. The most expensive commodity there is right now is data. And that's why Facebook is free and YouTube is free and all this shit's free, because they want the data from you and everyone's very willing to give it. So from this data, you have two things that are priceless. Updated central files. Those are the programs, that's the data of your customers. Okay, like right now, it's like perfect. Hey, so what do you have for turkey? What are you going to do for your Thanksgiving? I wish you the best. Or, hey, I have some turkeys. Do you know of anybody that needs turkeys, some very needed person? You go, no, but well, let me know. I have 20 turkeys to give away. Wow. You give turkeys away, you know? And people go, yes, I have this lady. Good. Where does she live? Wow. And you make a big fucking deal with this fucking $10 turkey. You know, people see that stuff, but people don't see it because they don't know that it could be done. But once you do it, it sticks out. That's real relations. So you also have from this data is the new marketing campaigns or modifications. Don't say this, do this, lower the price, raise the price. They're not fucking valuing it. They're not valuing it. If you give it a $10, they think it's a piece of shit. But if you give it a $29.99, they'll pay for it and they think it's wonderful. Tell me about it. You want to help people? You got to get into reality level. How are you going to do this? Through marketing, through surveying. So that is what constitutes the actual strengthening and the continuous expansion of any organization you put together. I'm sorry to tell anybody when they start looking at it, says, look, that's how it works. Now, if you just want to make fucking money and you're about money driven, give Mr. Uncle Facebook, now it's not Uncle Sam, it's Uncle Facebook, and give them your fucking money, and then you fucking right play that game. But if you really want to make it for real, you have to understand these basics and you have to get in communication with people, whether you like it or not. So to end off, there is a senior datum about marketing. And this is what you need to think with. No matter what tools, no matter what you do, the effectiveness and quality of a marketing program is measured by its cost. But it's not what you think it is. The less it costs, the more effective it is. And you say, how can that be? Well, it's very simple. If you start creating a relationship, the word of mouth kicks in. And that is so much more reproductive than any type of advertising. It will kill it 5, 10 times more. I had people, Don, that I would give them a list for them to call. broker came to me and she says, I gave her the 3 pages from the same list. She says, Henry, where did you get these lists from? It's horrible. No phone, no response, no answer, not interested, not interested. It doesn't qualify. They don't, that's the wrong name. And I go, well, I guess those lists were kind of fucked up, I thought, right? Then the next lady comes in, which I gave her 3 pages from the same list. And she says, let me give you the pages back. I said, oh, fuck, they are fucked up. She says, no, I don't need them. And she says, why? She takes 1 page. She says, look, I got 12 referrals from here, 5 from here, and I have 7 appointments. I have enough for 2 weeks. She gives them back to me. It was the individual who's working the fucking list. They never been truly trained to do it right. So that's the thing, you know. It's but if we're able to do that, that will happen. It will happen. There is no what ifs. Hey fucker, if you take sugar and put it in a coffee, then sugar and put it in the coffee, there's no what fucking ifs, unless that's not fucking sugar. You understand? But if here's a coffee, you take the sugar, it better sweeten. It better sweeten. There's no risk. There's nothing what ifs about it. If you're gonna do it, it's gonna happen. That's my theory, and that's how it works. Life works that way.
Is what I didn't do, and what I decided to do, is put everything together that we needed in advance of starting what you're doing. But I really love this presentation you're making. It's exceptional, truly exceptional, and I'll be able to use it very effectively.
Yeah.
And I'm in the process now of.
I'll send you also the PowerPoint so you can change it and modify if you want.
Well, you know, I love. This is the best presentation I've ever heard, and I'm not talking about just from you. I'm talking about it's the best presentation I have ever heard. All right, period.
Thank you.
I've seen lots and lots and lots and lots of them. Okay, and all of the key elements that other people have written about and talked about and done, you've encapsulated in a very simple way. You know, the building of the house on the rock instead of on the sand, and the picture of it is dramatic. The following up with the relationship being personal and not automatic. The idea that the carrot and stick is not right. Well, that's been established a long time, but nobody does it. Right. Nobody knows how to implement intrinsic motivation. And I think between the structure that I've got among not many people, but enough to seed it, plus your concepts and your ability to do the details of this kind of stuff is outstanding. So I don't want the relationship that we have. I want it to be a partnership, and I want us to see this as a partnership. And I want you to, you know, there doesn't need to be many of us involved at the level of concept and at the level of execution, but there will be many people involved at the level of relationships. And that's where I want to go. And I want to make sure that nobody coming to us has to worry about whether they're going to get paid for what they're doing. So I want to put that away before we start. And I'll do that. And that's what I'm in the process of doing right now. And we're close.
Okay.
I think we'll have this done shortly, and maybe we'll get it done before the end of the year here.